I am, okay, running around, running late. I didn't make coffee yet. I was like, oh, I'll go make coffee, and then I'll run over there and I'll do a thing, and then I'll come back and my coffee will be done. And I got the coffee together, but I didn't actually start it. Still sitting here, just waiting. Ooh, tired. Happy Monday. I could not seem. I had so many people pulling at me already this morning. And I could not seem to get everyone straight. You ever have a day like that where 32 people need you all at the same time? Oh, come on. No. Okay, good. For a minute there, I saw the water level on my Keurig and I thought I was going to tell me need more water. No. No. You ever get your own brain? It just doesn't straighten up and do what you need it to do? Feeling like I'm constantly in reactionary mode because I can't seem to pull ahead of all the things my brain needs me to do right now. Hello, Franco. How are you? I'm waiting on coffee, and then I'll go sit where there's actual light. Awesome as always. Yay. My Keurig sounds like it's about on its last leg. Can you hear it? It's squirming. I mean, not squirming. That sounds weird, but it's struggling. There we go. Hello, Ermila. Did I say that correctly? If not, I apologize. All right, and sit and charger. And kid's tablet attacking me. Okay. All right, we are plugged in. I still got to share the link. Franco, don't let me forget to share the link. Definitely had its better days, right? It's struggling. It's like, why are you making me work? All right, there we go. Okay. All right, let me share this link and get everyone over here. Coffee. There we go. There's so many things happening all at once. I hate it when I have this many things happening all at the same time. Okay, all right. Not that. What am I working on? Okay, that. Okay. Good morning. Ta-da! Hello, Seisha. Kimmy, good morning, Kimmy. I finally figured out why I was having trouble resubscribing. Yay, word! Yay! I gotta put together a better form for Word to make sure that I get y'all's book releases, since we like to announce Word member books into the server. Alex has a way of like putting it onto her wish list, which is great, and it's a good list, but I always forget to put it into the calendar. I saw that you are doing an algorithm experiment. Do you still want us to post some prompted questions again? Yes, please. So I'm trying to post, and I knew it was going to happen. I need the link. The reason I put the list of prompts was because I was like, if I start having people comment, I'm going to get buried. And I did. I absolutely did. Like, it's so hard for me to like scroll back and find the comments. So I'm trying to. And then what I'm trying to experiment is 2 to 3 videos a day, at least one of which is a comment reply. And so far, I got to tell you, it doesn't actually seem to be making the difference that I thought I saw before. So for those of you who are wondering, Taylor had asked me to go check out another writing coach on TikTok, because this other writing coach had some advice about self-publishing that sounded very anti-self-publishing. And she was sad because she wants to self-publish. And she was like, I didn't see her in this light before. So she asked me to go check. So I did, and I went and I checked, and I don't think she is anti-self-publishing. I do think she's very pro-traditional publishing, but I think that's more from... that's her wheelhouse, not that she's against the other one. But anyway, I digress. While I was there, I happened to notice that it seemed like a lot of her videos, like her regular videos were her regular videos and they did great. But then it looked like every time she did a comment reply, somehow that video had like 10 times the amount of interaction. No. So I was like, I wonder, so I set up this experiment with some of my Word members and sent them a list of like 400 questions to choose from. And so some of them are choosing some questions to ask as comments on some of my videos so that I can reply with a video. And then I got buried because inside TikTok. So I still have to go in. I think I have like 6 more because I didn't want to. I knew it was going to look weird if I like did 10 in a row from the same person, So, all that to say, Kimmy, yes. But as of right now, the experiment isn't. Now, granted, experiments like these, you gotta like let them run for more, and it's only been about a week or so. So you gotta let them run. You gotta like give the algorithm a chance to do its thing and run through and stuff. So I'm still hopeful, because if so, then we can start something in Word where we're commenting on each other's videos to get those video replies. And we can put something together to help like kind of, help everyone, so to speak. But as of right now, I'm not quite seeing it. I mean, there's definite improvement, but not like I was seeing on hers where it was like 10 or 20 times. Like some of her videos had like 1,000 views, and then the ones that were a comment reply, a video with a comment on it, had like 36,000 reviews. I mean, it was like a very big difference. Good morning, Jessica. You need to get your series onto the list. Yeah, I need a better form. Good morning, Dale. I need shoe recommendations. I need a comfortable pair of flat shoes that I can wear walking around, but that look nice enough that if I went to a nice restaurant, I wouldn't look out of place. I use server shoes. Like, they're expensive. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're expensive. But I use server shoes. They're not the most flattering, but they look nice because they're meant for restaurants. So there's like usually a pretty chunky heel. They're upstairs, or I'd show you, but there's usually, plain black, slight chunky short heel. They're usually pretty wide and they're usually pretty cushioned with like really heavy arch support because they're made for people who are going to be on their feet for the next 14 hours serving food on hard tile floors like kitchens. So I use server shoes. Hello, Kathy. I know this is not writing related, but comfortable feel matter. Yeah. Depends on the shoe style. Is this on TikTok? TikTok, yeah. Good morning, Ember. Yeah, my experiment is happening on TikTok. What experiment? The word experiment? So I asked the members of Word to help me with an experiment for some of them. And I have a list of like 400 questions that I pulled from from this year's framework that I did. Ember, do you remember me going over in that workshop with Word on how to do the framework that I learned from Rachel Peterson? We put it together, the content framework for the year. I took that I did for myself, and I came up with like 400 questions, and I put them in a spreadsheet, and then I shared them with members of Word to each pull like 10, and then go find a video on TikTok to post as a question, so that I could then reply to that question with my video answer, because I want to see if that increases the reach and the views. Because when I noticed on other videos is that it seemed to. So far, it's not seeming to for me. So, I mean, my hypothesis could be wrong. It may have nothing to do with that at all. Or it could just be I don't have like a good enough hook, or my lighting is weird, or, I mean, there's like any number of reasons why it might not be working. But also, I haven't given it a whole lot of time yet. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's going on. I've finally been working in the planner more for planning out my story. Nice. Seisha, what's your name on Discord? I bet it's Seisha. It's Seisha. It's still Seisha. Look for her under the mods, because she's one of the moderators. Can I get a Hoya? Hello, Melissa. Nothing done over the weekend. I got a lot of stuff done, just nothing that I wanted to get done. We'll see how my hands feel tomorrow. Take breaks. They're tagging you in shoes on the Discord right now, Seisha. All I did was meal prep, and that took all day. Meal prep does that. Like, I don't understand those people, or I see like those videos and they're like, I get all my meal prep done in 15 minutes on one day for the entire year. And I'm like, I take longer than 15 minutes to meal prep for a single meal, much less for like the whole week or whatever. Like, what? Right? I hate meal prep. I really do. Almost halfway finished with my novella. I really should nail down a title. You know what, Judith? A lot of times the titles won't come until editing, so you're okay. You're halfway finished, you're okay. Just stick with a working title for now. And this is coming from someone who sucks at titles. Just stick with a working title for now. Something that helps you understand what you're working with, what you're working for. You can always figure out a title later, as long as you have it before you publish. Like you could technically, I usually say start marketing as soon as you have a title. But you could technically start marketing even before then, if you know the rest of your North Star and stuff. I do it with certain things, but I like fresh food. Okay, you have a question. Palestine or Israel? This is not really writing related. And why are you asking 52 times? Can you stop? Whew, double timed out. Oh, my mods are great. And for the record, for my people, if you really do want to know where I stand, I am standing with Palestine. But also, like, I want all the death to stop. I want all the death to stop. But it's really telling. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but that's not really writing related. Anyway, unless you're writing a book on it. I was adding new scenes to my story last time you were on. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Miranda. How are you? You bought a house? You bought a house? Yay! I'm having so much fun playing with cover art. Might do a poll if that's okay. And if so, where would I post them? Okay, so yes, polls are good. Polls are fine. I would, depending on what you're polling, like let's say you've got you're trying to come up with a book cover for your book and you want your audience to pick one, right? Make sure that what you're sending out through the poll, like you are actually happy with all of them. Okay, imagine that they pick one. Would you be happy with it? If the answer is, I really rather they would pick this one, then don't do that poll. Instead, do something else like that book cover, but or that same stock photo or the same image, but title up top or title at the bottom or whatever. Something along those lines. Because you want to make sure you're happy either way. Because one of the worst things I've seen some people do is they will put out a poll asking, and they don't even say necessarily that I'll choose the winner or whatever, but it's kind of implied half the time, or people expect it to be. So they'll put out a poll and everyone will be commenting, I like A, B, C, A. And so it's like obvious that everyone favors whatever A was, but then it ended up being C. And then they're like, well, you didn't, why did you ask us? So you got to make sure that you're happy with it no matter what. So that whatever they pick, they feel like they were heard and got a pick. That's where the real power of the polls is, besides the engagement. But it's in that connection with the readers that they got to pick something. They got to help you create something. You valued their opinion. So that deepens the relationship and it makes your marketing that much stronger. As far as where to put it, it's up to you. If you've already built like your street team somewhere, you can post it right into there and make it just your street team people. You can put it on whatever social media channel you're in. You can send it to your email newsletter if you have a newsletter. You could put it on your blog, but stuff like that usually isn't great for blogs, only because of the time sensitivity aspect of it. But I mean, you could. But yeah, choose your favorite channel, put it up there. And then a week later, you know what? If you're like, well, I'm on TikTok and Instagram, put it up on TikTok first. Get all of your answers from there. Tally it up. And then a week later, put it up on Instagram and say, hey, I asked the same question over on TikTok. Now I want to know what your opinions are over here. I want to see if there's anything different that the people on Instagram like or whatever. And see what happens that way. There's like, you can milk a poll. Waiting for the keys. Oh, it's so exciting. Our house is vibrating because of the work on the highway. Wow. You keep scrolling away. Oh no, how does that happen? That used to happen to me a lot on TikTok. All I'm seeing right now, by the way, from my point of view, is a whole bunch of message was deleted, person was timed out for 1.8 seconds, person was timed out for 86,000 seconds, person was hidden. Lots of spam. It's just kind of funny. Whew. 3 strikes and they're out. Bam! I have lost my motivation to work on anything lately. What genre is your latest? Okay, hang on. If you had to choose a priority project, Ember, which project would that be? Like of all the ones that you have going on right now, you've got, let's see, you've got your Etsy store, right? With the miniatures that you make. How many books are you writing and how many books are you editing? Winter sadness is real, right? Yeah. Oh, you shut down the Etsy shop? I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm glad I got my dragon from you when I did. Hi, Kylie. Haven't been crafting lately. Is there any chance that might be one of the reasons why your motivation is so low? Or is that just a coincidence? Need to update the site with the figures you do have. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I probably won't make it to your other lives this week. Ah, happy birthday! I just got my DM from you, Ember, this morning when I was finally able to get back into Word. Hi. Okay, come on. Okay. I think I may have too many irons in the fire and I'm burnt out. Okay. All right. So in that case, step one, find your happy spot, whatever that is. If that's playing music, if that's in the bath, if that's a hot shower, if that's curled up in a blanket fort, if that's watching a comfort movie, like whatever the case may be, that's top priority, right? Find what gets you into your happy spot first. Once you are in your happy spot, that's when take my question again, of all the things that you have on your plate right now, which one would be your priority? Don't think of it right now when you're feeling the weight of a burnout. Wait till you are able to get into your happy spot, okay? Choose a priority, choose a backup. The rest of them, I mean, I know they all feel important and they probably all are, but you can only have one priority at a time, right? Just like juggling, one goes up while you're balancing the other two, right? So one priority, one backup, that's the next ball that's about to get thrown up. The rest are there and you're not dropping them, but they're not priority, okay? So you do that. Then, still from your happy spot, try to think of all the things that inspired you about whatever that project was. So, for example, if you choose, I need to get my shop done so that my new items are out, then what are some things that might help you feel inspired to do that, right? Like maybe previous notices of people who bought it, right? Or reviews, or from your previous items, previous sales, emails that maybe someone sent you about how much they love it. Go to, if anyone did any videos for them or something like that, go back and watch those. And, or, you know, if you want to put those items out in front of your computer, or work out the timing and be like, actually, I can get this done. And if I get this done, I might be able to do this in like a day and be done with it. I don't know, right? Whatever I mean, you know your motivation and inspiration points better than anyone else. So whatever you need to do to like surround yourself with that. And then again, you have your backup. So right behind all of that stuff, you're going to have your next stuff. So let's say that's editing your book, just as an example. Then start playing the movies that have to do with your book. Start playing those television shows, refill that creativity cup. I am not saying go to work yet. Just start surrounding yourself with these items or messages of inspiration for your projects that you want to focus on. Allow the other ones to sit on the back burner a little bit until you start to feel that inspiration come back. And stay in your happy spot while you do that. I also enjoy crafting and am working on a shop. Maybe we could do a body doubling craft day or something. Ooh, nice. Getting my novella edited and released at the end of April is a priority. So is finishing my third book. Okay. All right. So start with, whew, that is a tight timeline. Okay. So start with that first book. the one that you're editing, because that's a pretty tight timeline. Start surrounding yourself with whatever is going to keep you motivated on that book. Whatever the movies were that inspired you in the first place, the music, television shows, the books, whatever it was, whatever art it was that inspired you in the first place to write that book. Start really doing like heavy duty, refilling that creativity cup on you to get. I mean, other people, they have like deadlines and fear and stuff. Those don't work for me. I just get anxious and then I shut down and then I just say, forget it. So for some people, I mean, if that happens to work for you, like if I don't get this up there, then, you know, it's going to not sell and et cetera, et cetera. If that works for you, do that. For me, I prefer the positive side, the, you know, watching the movies. I need to work on my book-related merch, but I've been procrastinating because I'm so tired from work. Maybe having a fun day that is book-related but not writing/editing would help. Yeah, definitely. You could use a break. The hard part is, too, though, here's the thing, Kimmy. It's only going to help if you actually take the break. Novella is being beta read at the moment. Okay. It's only going to help if you actually take the break. If you say, oh, for these 2 days, I'm going to go do this thing. But then during those 2 days, while you're doing the thing, you're feeling guilty because you're not working on your book, or you're editing scenes in your head, or you're obsessing over some feedback that you got from Once Upon a Time, or whatever, and you're still obsessing over the book, that's not actually giving yourself a break. Regular job is killing my motivation. Oh, I'm sorry, Ember. Oh, did I squish your face? You're such a squishy face. Cat's just purring away. Oh, have you know my watch is yelling at me to move. I more than qualify for disability, but I wouldn't make enough to live on, so I have to work. That is so hard. Good morning, Melody. And of course, because of how things are, if you have to work, even with disability, and you make more than whatever it is, some ridiculously low amount, you no longer qualify for disability. Because they only want to give disability benefits to the people who can't work. They don't want to give benefits to the people who can work but need the extra help. Like, it's the same with people who have to get divorced. When they find out, like, someone becomes disabled or someone starts struggling with an issue or something, and so they have to get divorced because it's the only way that they can have disability. It's the most ridiculous thing. I hate that for you, right? Yeah. I had to switch careers after my last car wreck. I have filed for disability too, but no word yet. It's weird starting over, especially in a new state. Yeah. Thankfully, this group is online, so I can hang out with y'all no matter where. Right? But we're here for you. I feel like I'm rocking a baby. It's just my cat. And she's annoyed. Apparently, she does not like it. Cats are babies, right? They're such cute little babies. Yeah. I would hope all human babies. Well, no, there's actually, hang on. There are, I don't remember what it's called, but there is a condition that affects a very, very small population of the world. And what it is the hair follicles that have been turned off by evolution for most of us in this one certain population of the world, and it's like a very small percent. I don't know, it's like super tiny percent, but their hair follicles are all active. Yeah. I think they might have as much hair as the cats. Maybe. Cats have more attitude than human babies, though. I will tell you that much. Don't forget to share the link. Thanks for the reminder, Franco. Cats are teenagers. They are. Did you hear that? Yeah, but they're, yeah. Yeah, teenagers are about right. Because when they want comfort, they're just like, hold me. But then when they don't know what they want, they're just like, oh, same. I really do love all animals. However, I love other people's dogs. And I love having cats. If that makes sense. And I've had a couple of dogs, and they're great. Would never hurt a dog. Love dogs. I get annoyed with puppies. I love puppies because they're so dang cute, but they are also super needy and have to go outside at all the worst times for me. In fact, who was it? Becca Syme. Do y'all know Becca Syme? she posted on Facebook, she said, someone remind me why I don't need a dog, because she just found these like really cute puppies. And I told her, I said, those puppies are going to need to go outside, and then they're going to need to eat every single time you sit down to write. Every time without exception, that dog would bark for something. Also, the recent mix-up where kids got minoxidil and started growing too much hair. I haven't heard that. Oh, wow. I used to prefer cats to dogs, but then I fell in love with Siberian. Oh, Siberian Huskies are amazing. Yeah, my uncle had one, Buck, and they're so smart, but they're smart in a different way. So when I was growing up, my Uncle Jim had a Doberman who was a rescue and had been abused by the people he rescued her from, and a Siberian Husky, right? No, Malamute, which is very similar to a Husky, but I don't think it's quite a Siberian Husky, or maybe it's like a type of, but definitely related, like within that family. Anyway, Buck was the Husky. Duke was the Doberman, Buck was the Husky. Anyway, we lived in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the time. And if you've ever been to the Springs, like, you know, they have all 4 seasons. All 4 seasons are very dry because it's up in the mountains, but all 4 seasons, very stark, like winter, snow, blizzards, whiteout. Like, I remember having whiteout drills. Springtime, very spring grass, warm. Summertime, hot, dry, hot, right? And then fall, back to cool, drying off a little bit more, so on and so forth, right? All 4 very stark seasons. Well, these dogs would, if you go to my uncle's house, there was this like balcony in the back, and these dogs would be like, we'd send them outside because there was like a really big backyard. So send them outside to go play out in the yard, right? So they would go play out in the yard, and then they would come back and they would be shivering because it was winter and it was cold. And Huskies love cold, but like they love cold. They evolved to live in cold, right? But Dobermans, not quite so much. I mean, they like it, but they don't, right? So Duke would always be like shivering, and then Buck would always follow Duke in. Okay, not a big deal. So then summer came around, and it was the other way around. Duke would be like stoked and outside and running and would love it. And we would send both dogs outside. But then all of a sudden, Buck, the Husky, it would be 95 degrees outside, and she'd be at the back door shivering, so that we would bring her in and like snuggle her and stuff. She'd be shivering, and Duke would be like, what are you doing? Alaskan Malamutes, yeah. The cats of the dog world. I don't know. I think chows might be, but yeah. I keep dreaming about dogs. It's going to happen soon. I have Boxahula, and I call her my toddler dog because she acts like a perpetual toddler. Huskies are very smart and dramatic, yes. So 95 degrees, and there's this Malamute just shivering like nothing, like she's so cold. Great. Snowdoll loved the sunbathing. Call her our puppy cat for that reason. Yuki likes sunbathing. Hipper Mystery High. Hello. It got really quiet. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Do you have a question on writing? I need to think of 10 more books for book club. I'm working on it, I swear. What kind of books? Because I have bunches. If I have a pile of 10 books in front of me, I'm sure I could pull. What is this chat about? Writing and publishing books. So most of the people in here right now are authors, either like somewhere in their publishing journey. Some of them have already published. Some of them have not published yet. Some of them are learning how to market. Dana is the True Love Editorial. They are a book editor. So it's really just a chat about books. Who wants to write a book? Yeah. Do you know how I came up with that name, Kimmy? So once upon a time, I think it was March. I can look up the date, but I think it was March of 2020, because it was right as a pandemic was starting in the United States, and some of the schools were starting to do the 2-week thing. So it was before anyone would admit how bad it was, but some of the schools were starting the 2-week lockdown thing. And I posted a post on Facebook that was just like, hey, who wants to write a book? And a bunch of people started commenting. So I was like, okay, so that was when I started the Facebook group, Who Wants to Write a Book? And I was like, I'm just going to call it after that. Like, okay. And then that's, just kind of from there, I ended up using that name also on Clubhouse for when I started my club on Clubhouse. That's what I started calling because I had my chats going on Clubhouse before you could build clubs. Like even before they had the ability to apply. Because when you had the clubs on Clubhouse, the first people, they had to apply for a club. But before that, there was none. There was like 5 clubs and that was it. And Clubhouse built them. And none of them were writing related. So I used to do my Sunday hangouts. That was just Who Wants to Write a Book. And it was just a Sunday hangout. But that's where I got it. I'm thinking books with a particular theme. Like we have one for narrative fiction, another with excellent backstory, and subtext. Okay. I'm sorry, honey. I gotta let you go. I gotta put you down because I gotta move. Oh, you're so sleepy. I gotta move. So you gotta move. All right, hang on, because do I have to go downstairs for this? Do I have some up here? I'm sure I've got some up here. No. Hang on, because I know I've got some down here. All right. Where is it? There's one. Oh, here it is. It's in my hand. Plot versus character might be a good one. Seisha. Because it talks about like balancing your plot with your character development. So you don't have like white room syndrome over your characters. But you also don't forget what your characters are trying to do. So that might be a good one. I always say embrace your weird, so I'm not going to say that this time. because I love that one. Where is it? Do you want ones on outlining or just in general? General themes. I got more. Hang on. In this year, I've been doing stories in school, so we'll probably be listening to your chat. Nice. Need more pirate books. So I guess I need theme recommendations along with book recommendations. Trying to think. One with strong dialogue. Can't tag people yet. I've been writing a book about how these two guys go to see their family and they haven't seen them in a long time, but instead they take a wrong turn on the side of the road. And there's a guy that comes in front of the cars yelling and screaming, "Do not go that way, it's a wrong turn." The two boys look at each other weirdly and say to the man, "You must be crazy." I know no craft books. I was just saying I was writing this book in school that I wanted to say. Nice! It sounds interesting, Pipper. Kanika gave me an invite. That's why I drag Kanika with me everywhere. P.S. Not craft books, though. Sorry. Oh, not craft books. Story trumps structure. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Wait. So what kind of books, then, if you don't want craft books? I wrote down the title of the craft book you recommended because I love craft books. Like what books, though? Like, you want fiction books? Are you going to dissect fiction books and pull lessons out of them? Yes, that. Okay. I got nothing. No, I'm kidding. Hang on. All right, so some books that I love. See, the problem is I don't read as much as I used to anymore. Oh, y'all, do you want to see this? Look what I got. It's so soft. It's way softer than I thought it was going to be. Like, I'm scared to wear it because I don't want my cats to rip into it because they will. But it's so soft. Anyway, okay, sorry. I have to look then. I actually don't have a lot of new fiction here. Like, I have a lot of, like, my old fiction books. Like Once and Future King, Time Traveler's Wife, Never Ending Story. And then I've got some from the group. Oh, Stormy Lewis. I haven't seen her in a long time. Candace Gilmer, Jessica Cage, Alex. Labyrinth. I've got Labyrinth. Is that Forest Scarf? It is Forest Scarf. All 18 feet of it. Sorry. Oh, because it's backwards, huh? Doctor Who. It's the fourth. It's Tom Baker's scarf. It's not his scarf. It's a licensed version from the BBC. It's not the one that he wore, but a friend of mine saw it and was funny because they were like, "Naomi, that matches your brand so much." Because it's so much brown. Stop distracting me. Thanks for not asking me to knit it for you. That's a lot of knitting. Right? I had a friend. I will probably never commission a knit piece again. So once upon a time, because I love knitting and I love crochet, right? However, just like with reading, I never have time to do it anymore. So, once upon a time, I bought a pattern for Falcor. It was just the pattern. And for like 4 years, that pattern sat in a box under my desk because I didn't have time to do it. And then a friend of mine posted something on Facebook about crochet. And I was like, oh, you do crochet. If I pay you and buy the materials, I have this pattern for Falcor and I really want it, but I have not had time to do it. Would you do it for me? And she said yes. The materials cost me, I think, $65. And what I did was she went to the store and like took pictures of all the materials so that she could send me the price. And then I sent the money to her via Facebook. At the time, you could send money via Messenger and Facebook. So I sent her the money via Facebook Messenger so she had it right away so that she could use it. So I sent her the money, and I think it was like $65, and then she charged me $40 for making it. And I think she might have undercharged me. Like, I think that was an estimate. I don't know. Either that or she was like, yeah, you're a friend of mine. But anyway, I felt so bad because after the fact, like, she sent it to me, right? It was all packaged up, and she said, okay, it's on its way to you. And I was like, yay. And then I said, I didn't, where I bought it from, I don't think, like, it's not, you can't resell the pattern, but obviously you already have it. So, like, it wouldn't bother me if you continue, like, if you use it to make your own or whatever, right? And she was like, oh, no, I'm never making another one of those again. I felt so bad because she was like, no, that was such a pain in the ass. I am never doing it again. But I got Falcor out of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure and I asked her, because I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. And I said, okay, so I paid her the $40. So altogether, I ended up paying her like $115, I think, between the materials and her doing it, what she told me and I'm pretty sure, because she was like, it was such a pain in the ass. I didn't want to make you feel bad, so I didn't want to tell you, which then, of course, still made me feel bad. But I got Falcor. Kanika and I were talking about Killers of the Flower Moon and how it reads like a novel, hence narrative nonfiction. And the chapters are so hooky, so it uses chapter hooks so well. I just finished the Stephanie Plum Dirty 30, Radium Girls, about the kids who painted the radium onto watch and clock faces. That is such an interesting story. And like, is so telling about how we've always used capitalism. Like, we've always prioritized capitalism over everything, over health, over people, over work, like, or not over work, but over what they get out of work. Like, we've always prioritized capitalism for as long, like, every time I think it's kind of a new thing, another story comes out or another YouTube video comes out or something that talks about how we screwed up some other populace because of capitalism. I'm just like, dang, are we ever going to learn our lesson? That's a deal, right? I made a 2-foot dragon for a friend. I hated that crochet pattern. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, but the dragon is cute. Oh, it's the Never-Ending Story. He's the dragon in the Never-Ending Story. He's the luck dragon. So if you've got the book, then the movie is based on the first half of the book. And if you don't have the book, then I'm almost positive that movie is streaming somewhere. I know I bought it from Amazon Prime, so it streams to my TV, but I'm almost positive that you can find it for free as well. depending on the streaming service. Somehow the live skipped ahead. How was I behind? I don't know. I don't know. Love that the font is red and green. Not on mine. Mine, it's kind of like a super dark gray. I only read books with happy endings. Is it a good movie? Define good, because it's one of my favorites. Does it make a whole lot of sense? Not always. Like looking back at it. So this movie came out in the 80s, which ought to tell you everything you need to know if you ever saw movies from the 80s. So looking back, watching it now, it's a lot of nostalgia for me, and I love it. I really do. But there are times when I'm like, don't pick it apart. It's like, it's a movie for entertainment's sake. You need the hardcover. I don't think you can get the hardcover anymore. Does that pause my part of the live? That's possible. And if so, then I appreciate you watching them, because thank you. Because like for each of these lives, according to my analytics, I get about $1. I end up getting somewhere between 50 cents and $1 from people watching the lives. But if you skip the ads, obviously, because you skip them, you there's no revenue share at that point. So if you are watching them, then thank you. If you're not, then please don't feel bad, because you're here to talk to me, not watch ads. So 80s movies were meant to hurt you or confuse you, right? They really were. And some of my favorites are like the most confusing movies in the world. When I look back at them now, I'm just like, how did that make sense to me as a kid? Because a lot of times they just don't anymore. But they were also, they were a lot darker than the kids' movies today. Define happy, because the protagonist wins, but not without loss. Yeah, that's true too, huh, Shannon? You can still get the hardcover? I don't know why I thought you couldn't get the hardcover anymore. I've had this one for like forever. Like, it's so stained, dog-eared. Like, there's so many. Because yes, I dog-ear my books. Darn straight I dog-ear my books. Little Monsters was not a kid's movie, but it was marketed to kids. Yeah, send me the link, please. I grew up in a cult, so I didn't see a lot of the movie shows. I'm making up for lost time. So many are so terrible. See, and I think that might be one thing with me. I love B movies. I don't know why, but I do. I love B movies. So like some of my favorites are like Ice Pirates, or I can't remember the name of it now. What is the name of that movie? It had like Molly Ringwald and hang on, it was a sci-fi, and now I can't remember the name of it. I have to look it up. It's gonna bug me. Is it this? Space Hunter. Yes. Space Hunter with Peter Strauss and Molly Ringwald. And it was like one of the worst B movies out there. Crawl. I loved Crawl. Clash of the Titans, the first one. I mean, I liked the second one too, but Earth Girls Are Easy was so funny. That one has Gina Davis in it, though. But yeah. That one's got like Jeff Goldblum and Jim Carrey before they were stars. And Gina Davis. It's hysterical. Space Hunter. Yes, thank you, Franco. Anyway, if you love like B movies, then the 80s movies like you end up adoring, because 80s movies, even some of the blockbusters compared to today's movies, they would have been considered B movies, honestly. So you can get away with with it. Oh my God. The best line from Earth Girls Are Easy. I don't know if it's the best line, but my favorite line. So there's this part where Gina Davis goes into this musical, and it's very Madonna-esque, right? Because she found out that her fiance was cheating on her and whatever. So she's like wrecking the house. Like, she is going through, and one of the things she did is she set up these skis to go to this computer, right? And then she threw a bowling ball down the skis so that it rolled down the skis and into the computer screen. So then her fiance comes home. He's like, that was a Commodore 64. They said it could withstand anything. Oh my God. I had no business watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. No. I did see Xenon and Josie and the Pussycats, and I still jam out to those songs. Oh. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, I think you'll like Neverending Story. All right, y'all. It is about that time. I have to run. Word, we have our office hours in about 15 minutes-ish, okay? I'll share the link. Everyone else, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for hanging out and asking your questions and just being here today, all right? Go get all the words written. Tomorrow, I will not be live in the morning, so I won't be able to see you until Wednesday, okay? Because my kids have doctor's appointments. All right? Have an amazing day. Bye.